We're live. G'day, folks. Welcome aboard if you're listening in the back chat. We are just spending some time chatting over a cup of coffee or what are you drinking there, Kimbra?
This is a mocha chocolate getaway.
Oh, that sounds good.
Sounds awesome.
Yes,
okay.
delicious.
Well, and you've got Mama Sandy in the background there, which is awesome to hear.
Yes, she's here. She's off to the side right now.
Awesome. Okay, so now just in the chat, we've got one keen person here by the name of Larry from Plump Travelers. He's in the background just having a bit of a listen and a squiz at this particular point. And as we know, the stream is running a little bit earlier than your normal stream. So we will get more coming in and finding out what's going on with the Down Under Cruises and Fintastic Studio. Now, we've got Amy here who's on a cruise herself. So
you've got ship to ship there?
Fantastic. Ship. Rob on the road has come on in as well to say good day.
All the way from England.
Hello, everyone.
So now you guys are sitting where?
We are on the Carnival Horizon.
Oh,
right now.
Lucky you.
So
At what point?
If we skip out, what?
At what position? What location?
As in what deck, or you mean
no.
where in the world?
In the ocean is it?
Where we are, we were in Dominican Republic today, so we're heading back to Miami. So we're somewhere between Dominican Republic and Miami. We still have a sea day tomorrow, so we just left today.
Awesome. Awesome.
Beautiful.
So in the chat, we've got Just Dave has come on in, saying good day to us. And then Amy from Amethyst Haze has said, Kimbra, is your dress from Old Navy?
It is from Old Navy.
And if so,
she's got the same dress and she wore it today.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're twinning.
I wore it, Matt got a new shirt in Aruba, and it's got like some palm trees and stuff. And I was like, this dress matches your shirt. So I wore it.
Awesome.
Matt will be here in a minute. He ran to get a light since we're so dark.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask Amy where she is at the moment.
Yeah, she's somewhere in the
She's
world
also
right now.
Floating around somewhere close by you, probably.
G'day from Hilda Johnson.
G'day, Hilda.
Larry's asking, is he early or is he late? Mate, we've started a bit on the early side because that is the fantastic way. We've got a few people saying good day to each other. Let me just have a look in the chat there. Okay, so everybody's just saying good day to everybody.
Lots
for
of
the
hellos
moment.
at the moment. So what time is it there at the moment, Kimbra?
We're on the same time as Florida time, so it's 8:52 p.m.
Awesome. And Mama Sandy, we can hear you in the background there. Having a good time?
Let's have a look at her. There she is.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
That's great. What's been the highlight so far?
Probably today we swam with sharks and sea.
You're telling everybody our secrets.
You didn't hear me say a word, but probably today. Every day's fun, though.
But
you're being psychic right now, so it's going to be a really good day.
I do know one person who's going to be really excited with what you just said.
Yes, I know who. Yeah. Yes, and very envious.
Amy has just said that she's left Nassau and headed towards Half Moon Key at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She's on the Miracle, I believe.
Matt probably got lost. He doesn't know his way around the ship yet.
What?
I see him coming.
Do you?
I do. I see him coming.
And no, I have that problem too. I never know the aft from the stern, and I always walk the wrong direction up the corridors and get lost all the time.
Yep, we just did that. He just did that. We walked out of our room to head up to get our drinks, and he said, "Shouldn't we go that way?" And I said, "Not if you want the drinks we're gonna get."
I've got no sense of direction.
I don't.
All right. It might get a bit shaky.
Just don't breathe that heavily then.
Going?
I can hold that and shine it.
No. It's got a thing that said it's in. There we go. Whoa.
Turn it on.
Yeah.
And the Lord said,
Let
Woo!
Oh,
Let it
hey,
go.
let's see if I can just turn that down.
Hallelujah.
Here.
It's barely in there.
That's what I thought. It looks like it's
Let me,
This is quality live streaming right here.
isn't
Do
it?
you need me to shine a light on this thing so you
No.
can see?
You can get it.
Sorry. I was just corrected by Amy. She's on the magic.
That too bright? It's still bright?
It's
Magic.
bright.
Let's hope those hamsters are pedaling madly to keep the power going.
That's probably good.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Find out.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Now we just need to see you, Matt.
Why is it so loose in there?
It's because I haven't tightened it, but that's all right. We're not going to be moving around.
Okay, well.
So, Matt, you
Readjust.
you
You
got
guys-
a compliment. Larry likes your shirt.
Look at you two
Oh,
twinning
thank you.
there
I got
with
a
your palm
compliment on
trees.
the elevator. Yeah, so here, let me go a little closer here.
The
It's,
two of you,
I don't know.
gorgeous.
It says somewhere.
It says One Happy Island right here.
Yep.
There. And over here it says Aruba.
Aruba.
I'm sure it
Aruba,
says
baby.
it somewhere else.
It does,
Is
yes.
Jamaica
I feel
somewhere
I'm still
else?
cut off. Is that? Let's see.
Can we raise it up higher or is that? Nope,
That's it.
that's it.
But if I sit back like this, we just need to move it over more or something.
Again, quality live streaming right here.
No, it's still.
Well, hey,
Just
you're
Hey.
on a ship.
turn it that way.
the
There
way it
you
works.
go.
You know what makes this
Oh.
so much better than a travel show?
Yes, is.
What's
We
that?
make mistakes.
That's true. This is real stuff right here.
It is.
So yeah, So Bon Beanie, everybody that I just joined. We can't. I don't know, Kimber. I probably already told us. We can't really see the chat or anything. So
That's okay. I'm going to read it
We'll-
to you.
If you're happy,
Yeah.
we'll read
Perfect.
it. We'll read it.
to us.
perfect. I don't know who's there though. Hello to everybody who is there. If we
So
miss
right
anybody,
now you've
we
got
apologize.
right now you've got Jennifer DeHart saying g'day,
Oh,
and
Hey
cheers,
Jennifer,
Jennifer.
thanks for
and
joining.
you've got Larry from Plum Travelers. You've got Amy from Amethyst Haze Adventures, who's out somewhere on that ocean thing, on the magic, somewhere going down.
That thing over there.
Yeah, that's it. Going down to Half Moon K or Key or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Rob on the road as well. Oh, sorry. Rob wants me to use my my news broadcaster
You have to
voice.
put your hand over your ear too. Hello.
Today, we are with Fintastic Studios, who are right now on the Carnival Horizon, sailing somewhere in the ocean.
Into the horizon.
Heading north. We're heading north to the peninsula state called Florida.
That's the
That
sad
was my
part about it,
project.
isn't it? That's
I
the
know.
sad
Yeah,
part.
it is. Yeah, I mean we've got a whole day tomorrow, but yeah, that's it. Then it's all over.
Matt promised me water slides. We still haven't done it.
No, well we did the sky ride
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
twice. No,
Twice.
we liked it so
Wow.
nice we did it twice. There was no wait.
Excellent.
So, and I gotta tell you, if you were like Bolt Sky Ride, I'd go on the Sky Ride.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, really?
free, and it lasts about 25 times longer, at least, and
You can take your time with it.
you can see more. Like honestly, it's a way better experience, I would say.
Excellent.
And also, it helps you get rid of some of that eating that you've been doing, right?
That's right. That's right. On the Bolt, you just push a button, turn a handle, a little throttle. On the Skyride, you pedal.
Yes.
And then there's a part of it where you have to pedal uphill.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
you do burn a couple calories.
I got like
That's
9 minutes of
Probably
my
less that's in this drink.
of my
right here.
exercise ring on my watch. It was like, you did exercise. I was like, yeah, I did.
oh, good.
So, as you know, we're about 1 minute away from the start of live stream, as you would on your show. But as you know, we're going on the Carnival Horizon in October of 2022. What are the things that we should be looking out for?
What do you want? Do you want the what to look forward to, things to be aware of? What do you want?
All of the above, not much.
All of that.
You want to?
I'm
trying to not just talk.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. Go to the steakhouse. It's worth
Yeah.
it, but I'd say that on any Carnival ship.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
This is what I would tell you when you get on the ship and you're looking for that first meal. I would recommend avoiding the buffet and going straight to floor 5 and going to the barbecue place,
Pig and Anchor.
Pig and Anchor. There's the indoor area, which is the restaurant you would eat at in the evening where the bar is. But then on the outside, which is kind of where we are right now, there is a like a buffet style area for lunch that's included, and it's people will be there because people do know about it, but it's not as crazy as the buffet typically is, and it's outside, and it's pretty
and it's
good.
tasty.
Yeah, it's pretty good food. So that would be my tip for when you first get on the ship, and it also gets you to this deck, which deck 5 is just a big outdoor area, which is one of my favorite things about this class of ship. Also, the class that includes the Breeze, which I can't think of the name of the class, but they have that, and the Mardi Gras has this too. They have this big outdoor area, so the steakhouse bleeds out into it, the candy store bleeds out into it, several other restaurants do, and then this area that we're in right now, we're outside of where the Pixels Gallery is, but really that's not really has anything to do with this area. This area is just really a nice sitting area that's outside, and it's mostly shaded. But obviously it's all shaded right now because the Earth turns. But normally in the sun it would be mostly shaded, or you could sit in the sun, kind of where we're at right now, would be in the sun. So that would be something I would check out right away. Also, you don't want to do too much elevator stuff on that first day because
Right.
the elevator game is crazy on any cruise ship on your first day because nobody knows where they're going. Everybody's trying to get to the same place. They have half the elevator shut down because they're taking luggage up and down. So it can be.
And these elevators are confusing. When you first walk in, you walk in at level 3, and there's only one set of elevators there because the other direction is the restaurant, which is closed, so you can't walk through there. So you can only get to that one set of elevators to get anywhere, and that's where everyone is going. And nobody knows how to use the elevators because they're smart elevators.
But learn how to use them because Go ahead.
Just very quickly, back in the chat, if I may, Amy from Amethyst Haze is saying she thinks that you guys are in another storm, that she's in another storm. She's sitting on her balcony right now, but is seeing lightning in the distance.
Oh.
We've got Najuma Brown coming on in.
And she's also traveling on the
Najuma.
horizon.
She's
Not
coming
now,
with us on the
but,
horizon.
She'll be on the horizon, her first cruise ever, so that's exciting.
Oh, nice.
Yes. it will be.
Larry from Plump Travelers is asking the Skyride or on the horizon. Yes, Larry, there is a Skyride on the horizon.
All
And
three Vista class ships have that. So the Panorama is the newest one, Horizon's the second newest one, and then the Vista. They all have the Skyride.
It's the pedal cars, Larry, up up in the air.
Yes.
Mama Sandy made a bit of a slip, so Larry goes, he knows now.
She started to tell everyone what we did today, and I told her she had to wait until we talk about it in the podcast.
Okay.
Can I get out of the corner now?
2 seconds, because we're on podcast time as we go, but just very quickly, we've got Amy saying she did the sky ride on the Vista last year. Larry is saying that the steakhouse is on his bucket list when we go onto the cruise ship.
Larry, you're going to need a bucket in order to eat all the food from the steakhouse.
Yeah,
because that's how they serve it. They serve it in buckets. Not really, but it's enough to fill a bucket, especially if you get the cowboy steak. Oh my God!
Wow,
that thing would they could tip a table.
It's a whole cow, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Amy is saying that she doesn't do the steakhouse on a ship. She has a hard time paying the money when she can get a free steak whenever she wants. She's saying also that
steak.
Yep. She's also saying that she's having terrible connections. So, Amy, you have a good time, and we'll catch up with you later.
Yep, enjoy.
We've got
hi Kenny
here. Birthday boy on Monday.
Multitasking as per
He's
usual.
multitasking.
Sorry, I'm drooling drink right now.
Enjoy. It shows you're enjoying
it. Happy birthday, Kenny. Happy birthday.
Larry's asking, is there a weight limit on the sky ride?
They do weigh you. I don't know what the limit is, but that is part of the process of getting on. I want to say it's 300 pounds.
That's what it is for Bolt.
That's what it is for Bolt, and that's probably why I'm thinking that, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Okay. So, podcast starting. Have a go.
Bon Beanie, everybody, welcome to another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I am Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And Mama Sandy's over here too. So if you are just tuning in to the normal podcast and listening to this after it's been recorded, please know this. We are recording this from the Carnival Horizon at sea. And this one is definitely going to be like some of the recent ones we've done. It's going to be a little bit more live streamy. Also, we are on with the Down Under Cruisers, so that is an extra bonus treat. We're going to be talking about some of the things that we've done on this cruise. We're going to be talking a lot about the Horizon, and yeah, I don't know if we're gonna publish the whole audio thing as a podcast or not. I'm not sure yet, but if you watch the video, it's going to be probably around 2 hours long. So it's like a Lord of the Rings movie.
Hallelujah! Praise the Lord. G'day, folks.
Well, no, Lord of the Rings like 3 hours.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, say hello, Sean and Alana.
Hello.
G'day,
Sean
folks.
and Ilana.
You're Sean. I mean, you're Ilana.
You're Sean.
We're the Down Under Cruisers. How are you, folks?
G'day there.
All right.
So look, we appreciate you guys kind of hosting this for us because we didn't know what kind of connection we would have.
Well, and I tested out earlier trying to get our intro video and nothing. So it's probably good that you're hosting because I don't think it would have worked if we tried it.
We tried to download it and it was like, it'll take 3 weeks and 42 hours.
It said 69 days.
Oh, more than 3 weeks. So
yeah, and I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna work.
But it sems like it's streaming pretty clear from what I can see on this end. So
it is. It's looking great, and it's with great pleasure that we have you on board.
It's just like you're next door.
Really. Yeah, it is. Even though you're right the other side. Look, let me just say,
we're a little closer than normal.
Yeah, we are, but the sun is shining
somewhere in the world.
Well, here it is.
Yes,
it's recently shining on you, right? Because it's what time is it there?
It is 11 a.m.
11:08 a.m.
Okay, all right. So you're getting close to lunchtime over there, and we're getting close to
bedtime.
The bedtime or 10. It's not it's 9 o'clock here, but 10 bedtime. Well, you're on a cruise. Come on.
We've been going to bed at like 9:30.
That's true.
Man.
Don't tell them that. Let the people think we're party animals.
Woo! I mean, we have a drink.
That's true. That's true.
No,
And
you know what?
here's the funny thing.
You know what I'd be
I was
seeing?
like, what?
I'd be watching
let's
you
get a
guys.
drink.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was like, let's get a drink, and it'll last us the whole podcast.
Gone.
They're gone.
That looks real good, that one. That's almost like a dessert.
Matt, likewise.
It is. It's basically, what is it called? It's called the
A mocha chocolate getaway.
Mocha Chocolate Getaway. It's delicious. If you like frozen
And they
Kahlua.
give you an edible straw,
Yes.
which
Yum.
we brought our own silicone straws so that we could just eat the edible one and drink our drink.
Yeah. Let me just say, if you're going on a Carnival ship anywhere in the near future, that is what they do. They give you these edible straws. They come in at least 2 flavors, chocolate and lime. The jury's out on whether people like them. It's kind of like Vegemite or black licorice or blue cheese. People seem to either think they're delicious or think they taste like chalk, but I think they're all right.
I like them.
And then, but if you really want to avoid the hassle of the straw, bring your own. We have these. I mean, I don't know if you can see how wide bore this straw is. If this was like a blowgun, like this would be an elephant blowgun. Like I could take out a really large animal with this thing. I mean, it's like a cannon, but it's great for frozen drinks, except for you drink them really fast because. Although I didn't get the freeze thing, which is good.
That's good.
Which is unusual for me. Yeah, but yeah. So we are on the ship, and look, I don't know because we're doing this as kind of a double thing. I thought we could start talking about what we've done, and then when we kind of get into your hour, we'll focus more on the ship because, of course, Down Under Cruisers have a group cruise coming up in October of 2022, and it's going to be on the ship doing
I was going to say, going to almost the same ports that we've gone to.
With one exception. There's one flip-flop, but other than that, it's the same. So a lot of what we're going to talk about as to what we've done could be beneficial to people that are interested in going on that group cruise, but then also talking about the ship, I think would be very beneficial. And it's been a good cruise. So let's talk a little bit about what we've done.
Okay. Do you want to talk about what our itinerary is in general?
It was originally supposed to be different.
Yes.
But,
so when we booked this cruise 3 years ago.
3 years, 4 years ago marks the day that we... Yes.
We booked this cruise to go to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. A couple months ago, maybe only a month ago, I don't know. It wasn't that long ago. They sent out an email that changed our itinerary. So this cruise ended up going to Aruba, Curacao, La Romana, and Amber Cove.
The last 2 both being in Dominican Republic.
Yes. So they took away Bonaire and gave us 2 DR ports, which at first we were a little bummed about because Bonaire is where we kind of really wanted to go and dive. But we ended up doing some awesome things.
Dive with a V, by the way. just in case the audio cut out there or something. Like they went into what now?
But we did some really cool things in the DR in those 2 ports. So we ended up loving everything that we did.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun on this cruise. It was a little bit of a bummer not to get to go to Bonaire because Bonaire is the place that when I was a child I got the scuba diving magazine, and it seemed like every month the cover was Bonaire. So it's just been this, sort of bucket list for me to go there. And the really kind of sticker part of it is that there's a cruise ship going there now. Apparently Bonaire opened back up, but Carnival was like, yeah, we'll just wait. So we could have gone to Bonaire, but it's okay because like Kimber said, we made the most out of our Dominican Republic trip, and we really, really enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing. The Down Under Cruisers group cruise goes to Bonaire.
I know.
So if we book that...
When?
Yeah, that's what I kind of meant. Then we'll get to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So you will book a
Bonaire, I'm sure, is amazing. Yes. So... Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start with the beginning?
Let's start at the very beginning. That's a good place to start.
All right. So we started with 2 sea days, and then we went to Aruba. And in Aruba, we did not book any specific excursion, But we did go to a place called Renaissance Island, which is owned by the Renaissance Hotel, Marriott. And we booked a day pass to that. So we walked over to this hotel, which is about a 7-minute walk from the cruise port.
Yeah, it said 15, but it didn't feel like 15.
Well, because there's like 2 sections.
Yeah.
If we would have gone to the second one, it would have been 15. Anyways, we jumped in there. Well, we didn't jump. We walked. And then you get on this little boat that takes you over to the island. And this island has 2 beaches, Flamingo Beach and Iguana Beach.
Hold on, stop right there for a second.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. So my mom, sorry, I have chocolate on my finger. My mom watched Paradij's videos when they went to Aruba, and they did this excursion. So we were like, well, we want to do this because there's flamingos. And my mom was like, flamingos, she was there, right? So we looked into it, and it wasn't an easy thing to book. And even when we got it, what we had to actually do, they didn't make the day pass available until Sunday, and we were going there Tuesday?
Yeah, so each Sunday they make the day pass available for the week. So we had to wait until we were on board to hope that we were able to get this day pass. Otherwise, we would have been like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, which is not normally how I roll, but we wanted to go to this really bad, and we were pretty confident that would work out, and it did. So what did we pay for that? Do you remember?
It was $125 per person, and it basically gave us all day at the island, which for them it's 7 to 7. Their last boat leaves from there at 6:45.
And we were in Aruba late, which I think.
No, we got to Aruba at 9.
But I mean, we were there till late.
Oh yeah, we were there until like 11 p.m.
I think your group cruise is there till late too, right? Aruba's like a late night.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll have to double check that. But so sorry, how much did that cost? What was it for the day?
It was $125 per person, and that gives you access to the island all day. It also includes a meal and a drink, so your lunch and a drink.
Alcoholic drink.
Yes, it can be an alcoholic drink. And the food there is actually pretty expensive. Like I got a burger that was $19.
Yeah.
But it was included, so I didn't actually have to pay that $19. So like $30 of my food was like comes out of that. Anyways, it's actually a really good deal for what you get.
Yeah, and it is, the food prices are expensive in the ABC Islands, so that is a pretty good deal as far as food goes. And the food quality was
good,
really good, and the drink was excellent. So you go to some of these places that has included food and drink, and it's edible, it's okay, it's fine. This was like, if I would have paid, like I got a Reuben, and instead of corned beef, it had brisket on it. And so it didn't taste like a Reuben, but it still was amazing. If I'd have paid, like, I think mine was $17, would have been. If I'd have paid $17 for it, I would have been like, well, that was expensive, but it was good. So, yeah, I would say that there is some value there.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Matt,
go ahead.
Matt and Kimra, Larry keeps asking this question here. The question is, are you booking our group cruise? He's asked it twice.
So, Larry, we are about probably 95% sure that we are going to book the group cruise. We can't book it yet because we have to wait for some just time to progress with asking off at work and stuff like that. But we are definitely planning on booking the group cruise. I think we can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So most likely, yes. Unless the world doesn't let us, then we will be on that group cruise.
Also, a couple of other things in the chat there very quickly. Rob on the road is saying he has ginger tea, not quite as exciting as cruise drinks. And Mama Sandy, would you like to meet Mama Shawnee? That's Edith, my mother there, who's come on into the chat. And she's saying good day to all my children. Hope you're all well and happy today. So, Mama, meet Mama.
Hello.
And Kenny's dropped your link, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Studios link. Thank you for that, Kenny.
Matt, Kimbra, we have to calm Larry down. He's having excitement,
Is that the
dances. We call
Well,
it connection.
Larry, wait till we get to what we did today. You're going to be really excited about that too, and you can do this. So, but let's get back to Aruba.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because so you literally get a boat in the hotel. It's not really the lobby, I guess, but it's like you go into the hotel area. It's completely in the middle of this hotel. There is a river, I guess, a canal would maybe be more appropriate, and you get on a boat in the hotel. And so what we did is we just had a little we had to show them our receipt, our email.
Yeah.
It had our names and all that sort of thing on it. It's a fairly small boat. I think they fit probably 20 people on it. So
Maybe.
we were packed in. But it's a short trip out of the hotel and over to the island. It's maybe a 10-minute boat ride. So it's really scenic, really beautiful. And you get to this very small island that is just off of the island of Aruba. And it's called Renaissance Island. It's basically made up of 2 beaches and a little bit more area. One of the beaches is called Flamingo Beach, and the other one is called Iguana Beach. So when you first get off, it looks like if you can just picture like a tropical paradise and what that looks like. This is what it looks like a little boardwalk boat dock with mangrove trees and palm trees. And you walk, and there's like crystal clear water flowing through on this beautiful trail, and you choose whether you want to go to Flamingo Beach or you want to go to Iguana Beach. Iguana Beach is for families. Flamingo Beach is only for adults, with the exception of like 1 hour in the morning, so the kids can go get their pictures taken with flamingos, because that's where the flamingos hang out. I don't know why, because they could go to the other beach, but I guess they don't. So each beach has a food source. The one on Flamingo Beach is like a more of like a bar setup, like a walk up.
Yeah, it's more seafood.
It's all seafood.
Yeah.
And then drinks, of course. And they'll serve it to you in one of the chairs. There's chairs. They're free. There are umbrellas on the chairs too, right?
Yeah.
Those are included.
Well, it's an all-inclusive resort. The Renaissance, the Marriott Renaissance, is an all-inclusive resort, which is what this island belongs to.
Yeah.
So the day pass includes basically everything that those hotel guests get.
It's very nice. If you go to the Iguana Beach, there's more of a restaurant type area. It's underneath a pavilion, but it's outdoors. But it's more of a sit down and be served. And then there's a bigger bar on that side as well, because that's where the kids are, so you need the bar to deal with that. But it's cool. Now, we started off at Flamingo Beach, so why don't you talk about that, so I don't talk about
Well, so here's my thing: is we're 20 minutes in. We need to talk about 3 more ports.
Oh, that's true.
So I don't think we should go into that much detail on each port.
Okay.
We should just talk about what we've done.
We'll probably spend more podcast time in future episodes going into more detail over these. So
yeah, I think we should just talk about kind of what we did, not every single detail.
All right. So this is an amazing excursion. Highly recommend it. It's a little tricky to get, and it's a little risky. It's a little risky to get.
I thought you said whiskey.
If they had whiskey, that'd be great. They probably do, but yeah, it's a lot of fun and beautiful place.
Yes.
You'll see the vlogs. Snorkeling was great. Flamingos you could feed them. They hung out with us. Iguanas. I mean,
it was great.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now Curacao.
Bonbini. So here's the thing. Everybody that knows me knows that Curacao is like my jam. That's why I say Bonbini, although that's spoken in all the ABC islands. But Curacao is like my favorite port by far. We had such an amazing experience in Aruba. I was like, man, I don't know if Curacao is going to hold the rank anymore. But Curacao did well. So tell them about Curacao.
So Curacao, we took a taxi to Mambo Beach. Mambo,
not Maho. That's a different island.
Mambo Beach. It was, what was it, $30 there and then like $30 back. So $60 total for the 3 of us to go there and back, which isn't too bad. And actually, the guy that took us there, we were like, hey, how do we get back? And he said, what time do you want to be picked up? And he wasn't, but
He sent somebody.
He was back at that time ready to pick us up. So we didn't have to worry about figuring out how to get back, which was really nice.
I think we could have called for a cab, but
we probably could have figured it out.
Made
but
it easier.
It was nice because he took us there. He said, I'll be back to get you. And they were there ready to pick us up at the time that they said. So we didn't have to worry about all of that. Anyways, so Mambo Beach is a free beach. There are chairs and stuff that you can rent. We got there at, 7:30?
Yeah.
It was early. We got up nice and early.
Our time in Curacao was limited. We were there from 7 in the morning to I think we had to be back on board at 2:30.
Yeah, so it was a short.
We had to get our stuff done.
It was short. So we jumped on a chair. There were some guys kind of working out and stuff. We were like, hey, what's up? How does this work? He said, there's some chairs over there, but they don't come around until 9. And we were like, cool. So we jumped on the really comfy chairs and went out to snorkel. So at Mambo Beach, there's a big kind of rock wall out, and that's where all the creatures kind of hang out. I'll let you go from there.
So I was at Mambo Beach the other time I was in Curacao, and I almost didn't bring my snorkel gear because I was like, this doesn't look like it's going to be great snorkeling. Well, I was very wrong about that. Luckily, I did bring it. There was a ton of stuff, and I was super excited. I always say it's my favorite place I've snorkeled. So this time we go there, and the guys she's talking about that were working out, they're like, hey, you guys here to scuba dive? ABC, Curacao is part of the Netherlands, by the way. So these guys, I think, were Dutch. They had Dutch accents.
They were very nice.
Yeah, they were very nice. But we're like, no, we're not diving today. We're just snorkeling. They're like, oh yeah, go out snorkel. Make sure you go on the other side of the wall. Just be careful of the current. So I'm like, the other side of the wall? What do you mean the other side? I can go to the other side of the wall? So we swim out there, and basically you swim over a deep spot, and then you get to the shallow rocky area, and there's just loaded with living things. And we're swimming around, and I'm excited because Kimber's getting to see this and everything. And
except my camera stopped working. I was floating out there messing with my camera, and Matt's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "My camera broke." I was very upset.
We got it sorted, but I come to this opening in the rock wall, and I see a long trumpet fish out there. I'm like, well, I don't know how safe it is. I'm just gonna check it out. So I swim out a little ways. See the trumpet fish. I see some lettuce coral out there. There's not a lot of coral on the inside because it's a little kind of cove area. So it's not a good spot for coral, but there's a lot of animals that live there, other animals that live there. And I'm like, I could probably just peek out. I just go a little bit further. All of a sudden, this thing opens up, and I described it like going through the wardrobe in Narnia. I think I called it a cupboard. I think the word wardrobe. But it just opens up to this beautiful, rich coral reef that's just healthy.
Wow.
Just staghorn coral and elkhorn coral and lettuce coral, and it's just schools of fish. I mean, it was amazing. So needless to say, I was out there for a few minutes, and then I went back in so Kimber wouldn't be worried about I disappeared outside the wall. And we went out there and checked it out, and then we came back in and fixed her camera. I needed a different battery and went back out. So, but it was amazing.
He popped up, and I was messing with my camera, and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "My camera's not working." He said, "Just come over here." And I'm like, "Okay, he's gonna fix my camera." And he said, "Go over there." It was amazing.
And we videoed it. Unfortunately, we got the video. Oh, what's the question?
Any bleaching on the coral?
No. It was beautiful,
colors.
Healthy coral. It was amazing.
This is maybe the healthiest reef I've ever seen. It was really, really nice. And the cool thing is, one of the guys that I work with, he has been in Curacao doing coral research. And so they do this thing with the staghorn coral. It's like the long branching coral where they take the broken off fragments and they'll put it on PVC and they kind of hang it because it grows faster, and then they can kind of cement it down to the reef. And so I've seen that in Cozumel. I've seen it in the Florida Keys. I've seen it, and they had it here. But then what I've never seen is just like fields of staghorn coral growing naturally. It was
amazing.
It was beautiful. It was really nice. It was really nice. Yeah. But yeah, so that was, I don't remember what I was saying before that, but that was a really just great experience. And the thing that I love about Curacao, besides that, is just the architecture. Like Curacao is famous for that downtown Willemstad is their downtown area. There's like a group of buildings that are bright colors, and there's a floating bridge that you walk to get over there. And it's floating because it's got like boats more or less hooked to it. So when bigger boats go by, it just kind of tilts or goes one way or the other. And but the architecture in this island is kind of European, 17th century European architecture with like a Caribbean flair. So I just love the architecture of Curacao. So it's just such a beautiful city. The people are so friendly, and just a great experience.
That sounds beautiful.
Cannot wait to actually. I know we're not going to
not
Curacao,
going
but
we'll put it on our list for next time.
It is on the bucket list. I mean, now we've got bleaching coral in the Great Barrier Reef, so it's great to hear that the coral is healthy. It's
healthy coral, yeah.
Just very quickly,
our coral in Florida is in terrible shape. Like our coral reefs there's disease that's just wiping out several species of coral. It's horrible. But,
just very quickly in the chat, if I may, John and Nancy from JNN Travels. 11:30. How are you, young man? Yes, we are a bit early because we are doing a joint podcast for Fintastic Studios. We are currently acting as hosts on their behalf while they are out on the Carnival Horizon, somewhere in the ocean.
Somewhere.
Yeah. We're actually very envious of you guys because, I mean, you're free and easy to travel, and we're still under lockdown.
Not for much longer, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we hope not, yes.
Yeah. I can tell you that it's been a very optimistic experience. Like the CDC they grade the cruise ships based on cases and stuff, and they have a color code for that. And green is what you want to be. That means there's been no cases for the last like 2 weeks or something. And then it's weird because then I think it goes orange and then yellow, which is kind of opposite of what I would instinctively think. And then red. I've never seen a red one, but you can see all the cruises sailing out of the U.S. and the horizon has been green for a while now. And so, and as far as I know, it still is. I haven't checked since we've been on board, but even, in the islands, like we were in Dominican Republic today, and they were talking about how they've got a huge percentage of people that are vaccinated. They're even vaccinating 5 and up. And because tourism is such a huge part of their economy, they're going to do whatever that takes to make sure it can be done safely. And certainly the restrictions and stuff, the safety measures that are put in place on all the islands we were on were very good. So it felt very safe, very comfortable from that standpoint, I would say.
Just going back to the reefs and swimming, do you have to wear, if you're wearing sunscreen, do you have to wear the special, the reef safe sunscreen?
There's nobody that's like telling you that you have to do that. You should, if you're in a coral reef area, you should limit the amount of sunscreen you use and try and use a reef safe sunscreen. The reality is that the reef safe is a term that can be put on sunscreen without a lot of stipulation. And so the ones that have the most testing, like there's a brand that we like, but the sunscreen itself, it's very challenging to use. It doesn't do a great job of protecting your skin, and it's very oily. It's hard to rub it in and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if you are going to get it, it's called Stream to Sea. That's the best brand that we know of.
Now to be honest, we didn't use that this time. We used one that says it's reef safe. I hope that it is, but my strategy for it is to limit the amount of sunscreen that I need, especially if I'm on a reef. So, and really, this is going to benefit you anyway. If you're out snorkeling, you don't want sunscreen to be the thing that keeps you from getting sunburned, because when you're in the Caribbean, sunscreen doesn't always do it. So we wear skins. I should have wore a hood this time. I didn't wear a hood, but I have a big thing on the back of my mask that covers my bald head.
Yeah,
And
my bottoms are basically pants.
Yeah.
So I do the rash guard on the pants. I've got my hair to cover most of my head, and then my face is in the water. So no sun on me.
And that's really the safest for your skin and the safest for the reef. But there's no restrictions on it.
The question then is, if you're all covered up, how do you get your vitamin D?
I get plenty of vitamin D from Vegemite, which I've had on this cruise.
You walked right into that.
He said
Axle grease.
You were asking for that, weren't you?
You could probably cover your skin in Vegemite, and that would keep the sun off too, I think.
I'm sure it would, and many other things too. It'd probably float as well.
So Curacao is outstanding, and then after that, of course, we went to
La Romana,
which is on the southern, kind of the southeastern portion of Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic. You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Sure. So in La Romana, we did an excursion to Monkey Land and Dominican Flavors. Yeah. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Something like that. So Monkey Land is really cool. They take you to, what was it, like an hour drive?
It was a little over an hour.
An hour-ish drive to Monkey Land, which is like up in the mountains. And you get to spend time with monkeys, which is their squirrel monkeys, which is really cool. You know, you walk around, they give you some food, the monkeys jump all over you and eat the food and then go jump on the person that has food next to you. And they didn't pull my hair or anything. Well, I had a hat on. But they really were more interested in the food than like messing with you, which was cool.
Yeah. I will say this, like my impressions of, I've been to La Romana once before, and it wasn't a port that I had a lot of kind things to say about, although I had a really good scuba diving experience in La Romana. It was a beautiful reef and a really healthy reef as well. But the port, what I saw of it the first time I was there, it looked very industrial. There's barbed wire everywhere. It just didn't look like a nice port. There weren't a lot of buildings. It was all tents. It wasn't very good. They've made some upgrades. Part of it is that I didn't get out of the port. It's actually a nicer area than I thought, but also they've built some buildings. It's still not the biggest port that you'll ever visit, but they have definitely upgraded it quite a bit. And so it was a much more pleasant experience from that regard. But if you're thinking about doing the monkey thing, you can do it from Amber Cove or La Romana, although it's two different places that you would go to. And I've been to both of them, and I did like the one from La Romana a little bit better, but they're both solid experiences. The kind of interesting thing, though, even though it sounds like, oh, man, I got to drive for an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 5 minutes, but the cool thing is that you really get to see the Dominican Republic, and you get to go through like cities and rural areas and all the sugarcane areas, and you kind of really get a feel for what it's like to be in the Dominican Republic, not just the touristy spots.
And the guide on the bus like talks about
everything
that you're seeing,
yeah,
and just in general about the
history
DR
and culture.
And
it was wonderful.
Answers any questions that you've got. Yeah.
And then you get to go up in the mountains, which, I mean, the mountains of Dominican Republic are beautiful. So it's really neat to get to go up into those mountains. And then when you're done with the monkeys, it depends. Some tours do it before, some do it after, because they'll flip-flop their groups. You'll stop at what they call the flavors experience. It's basically a house where supposedly this family actually lives. They may, I don't know, but they will give you some things to try. Like they talk about how cacao how chocolate's made. They give you some different pieces of the cacao to
At
see what it's like.
At different stages.
Yeah. And then they also make the best coffee in the world, apparently, because it's amazing.
I don't like coffee, and we bought some of this coffee.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. I like coffee if it doesn't taste like coffee.
This coffee it tastes like coffee, but it is smooth.
It's good coffee.
It's so good. And hot chocolate, and they had some other products that they're selling them
They
and stuff
took
too.
the coffee bean shells and used that to make tea.
Which we also bought.
Because
it was
really delicious.
Good. Yeah. And
wow.
It was cool. It was really cool. And that's just part of your whole day there. And then basically, depending on when your ship's there, that was our whole time in La Romana. Like we left first thing, went straight to the tour. When we got back from the tour, we had like 30 minutes to get back on board. So if you do want to do anything in port, you're not going to have time to do that, depending on how long.
But it was really nice, because sometimes when you do those excursions, like they take you out and you do something and then you come back and it's like you never actually experienced anything. But because we had that long bus ride and stuff, like I felt like I actually saw the DR.
Yeah, it was good.
Now questions.
Was this a ship's tour, or did you organize? Yes.
Yes,
was it a ship tour, or did you?
The ship. Mm-hmm.
So in Curacao and Aruba, what's that?
So
was the ship allowing you to do your own excursions as well?
You weren't in a bubble,
If
as
you're
in you had to go.
Yeah, if you're vaccinated, you could do it.
Yeah, but right now the only people that aren't vaccinated are children that can't be.
And then maybe an adult that would have a legitimate medical.
But they have bubble tours for them if they wanted to do that. So there's not a lot of options for that, but that is an option.
Not a lot of kids on the ship either.
No, like maybe we've seen 10 maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So what was the name of? Sorry. So the name of that tour with the monkeys and everything is called what tour is that called?
Yep, it was called Monkeyland and Dominican Flavors for Families.
Okay, because that sounds like something that I think would like. We're going to write that down. That appeals to us.
Do you remember the price?
The price for that one was, I think, right about $195, $99, something like that. It was just about $100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Did we lose? I think
Are we still? Did we lose the Down Under Cruisers? That can't be. Right? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see.
I'm sure they'll pop back in because it's their stream.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Sometimes StreamYard decides. Yeah. Sometimes StreamYard decides who they want and who they don't want.
It's. I would say if you're going to do Monkeyland, I would recommend it in La Romana, just because Amber Cove's a little bit nicer port as far as like things to do in the port itself. Whereas La Romana, there's a little bit of shopping. That's it. So not a whole lot there. Although there are really good churros that we missed out on. So if you want churros, get them early because they close that sucker down, and I missed them. So
we'll be eating enough as it is.
Just very quickly. I need to go back into the chat very quickly. Lance from Boondocking with Boomer, welcome aboard.
G'day, Lance.
Tyler from the Tyler Show, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, buddy. Okay, La Romana out of the way. Where's next?
Next, we went to Amber Cove. So basically, we sailed around Dominican Republic, went to the north side of it, kind of close to the, the northwest of Dominican Republic, Punta Cana area. Which is really nice, and that one we did today.
Yeah, that was today. So we booked an excursion through the cruise ship. That was a dolphin encounter at Ocean World, and was it like last night? Mm-hmm. I think last night, right before dinner, we were looking through excursions just to see how long it was, and Matt found one that was actually the dolphin encounter, sea lion encounter, and sharks at Ocean World for only $45 more. And since we've got all this lovely onboard credit, we're like, hey, let's upgrade. So we ended up switching our excursion from just dolphins to dolphins, sea lions, and sharks.
Oh,
So
And it was
fantastic.
well worth it.
yeah, it was. I think the price was like 150,
It was
145
145.
per person. And Ocean World is a nice little kind of a mini SeaWorld type of environment. It's only about 10 minutes away from Amber Cove, real close. You can go there and just hang out. You can go there and do these different types of activities. My mom's always wanted to do a dolphin thing. Kimber's always wanted to do a dolphin thing. I haven't done a dolphin thing since I was like 15. So I was like, you know what? We're doing the dolphin thing. And then, yeah, I was looking through excursions and it left. The first thing I noticed is it left at 9:30 instead of 10:30. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't we want to go earlier? So, and then I was like, it's only, yeah, like she said, $45 more. So it's like
145.
100, but it was 100 for the dolphins.
Yes, it was 100.
Alone.
Yeah.
And then 145. So we signed up, and it was, like she said, it was amazing. So you get to do these 3 experiences, which the dolphins, the one we do with this one, you're not like swimming.
Sean's face right now is like, I hate you so much that you're doing all of this stuff.
Yep.
Sorry. go
Boy,
ahead.
do I.
So there is
That's exactly what I'm reading on your face.
there is a dolphin experience you can do by itself that the dolphins like push you around on a boogie board and stuff. But we weren't going to do that one. So we did the one, basically it's, you stand on a platform, it's shallow water. The dolphins, they have the dolphins come by so you can pet them. And then the dolphins come up and give you a kiss. The dolphins, you get to hug the dolphins.
You feed the dolphins.
It's magical.
It was amazing.
I don't want to
So
be
that
there
was
for
really
the
cool.
feeding. Ilana will feed me to the dolphins.
I just might.
they
The sharks feel like
they
it.
eat small fish. Are you a small fish?
It was interesting because there were some people on our tour that were afraid of the dolphins, and they like wouldn't do things. They were like hug the dolphin. They're like, no.
They were afraid of the fish too.
They were afraid of the fish. They were grossed out by the fish, I think, but they were afraid of the dolphins. So but it
I'd
was
be
great.
more worried about
It
the
was
sharks.
What would you do with it?
well, huh?
I'd be more worried about the sharks.
Oh, yeah. I'd be really. You should be more worried about the dolphins. I know things about dolphins.
Dolphins are mean.
Dolphins can be.
I mean, not the one we saw today. It was a nice dolphin.
They can be mean and they can be horny. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. I
Depends
know.
which
I
day
work
of the
in
week
an
it is.
industry that I know a lot of people that have worked with dolphins, and let me just tell you. Yeah. So then they march us over to the sea lions.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like a sea lion show that they do, which is really good. I've seen that in the past, but the sea lions basically they sit you down in the pool, and the sea lions come by and you pet them, and then they
lay on you.
yeah, they lay on you. They put their flippers on you.
Touch
You
their
pose-
teeth.
Yeah, you get to touch the dolphin's teeth too.
Yeah, you get to touch everyone's teeth.
But
Love sea lions.
and then they set you in a chair, and the sea lions come up and they give you a kiss and they pose with you. Like we got a picture of the 3 of us with the sea
Do we
lion,
have that? Let's see if we can hold it up and see how
And,
awful it looks.
and it was it was
Is
it
it the
was
one
really
you
cool.
put
Yeah,
on? One you put on Facebook earlier on?
yeah.
I've actually got that. I've saved it. I'll put that up
Yes.
so that the people can see it.
Okay.
Okay.
But it was really cool. Like I was like, sea lions, okay, but it was really cool. Like if you're not familiar, sea lions are like basically just big dogs that live in the water. They look like dogs. They act like dogs. They're probably smarter than dogs. They're just
Very cool.
really
And they're
cool.
better than seals.
Wow, that was
Just
that was
saying.
judgmental right there.
They're
Well, because
Nothing
adorable.
against seals.
So seals are just big lumps that go bloop, bloop, bloop. Sea lions like
How do they
actually
go?
walk bloop, bloop, bloop. And sea lions like walk up on their feet and hands, so they're cool.
Feet and
They're
hands,
sweet. They're so sweet.
or flippers, as
Whatever.
somebody would call them.
That's the one.
Oh, right now. Oh, there we
Oh,
go. Yes. That's it. That's one of them. that was one of the many photos that we got today. But
Yeah,
yes.
so they don't let you take any of your own pictures. They take all of the pictures and they do some
with
video.
the sea lions and dolphins. They don't.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So, anyways, they take all of your pictures, and then of course you can buy your pictures at the end.
Yes.
Their photo packages are very reasonably priced
for that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after we
Yes,
talk about
I know.
let's talk about the last
Okay.
thing. So the last thing was the sharks. So there's basically an artificial reef that you go and sit on some steps, and they're nurse sharks. They have 5 nurse sharks. There's also tarpon in there. There's some different reef fish in there, and you sit in the water, and these nurse sharks are trained like the sea lions almost. So they come up and they sit in the trainer's hands. They wait, and then they put them like.
Well, what's funny is like they have 5 nurse sharks in there. I think they had 3 of them that came up and did like the thing. But the trainers like stand all across this, I don't know, stage. Like it's not really a stage, but this area, and they call over their shark, and the shark just comes over and like wraps its little body around each of the trainers and just waits until it's told what to do.
And by little body, probably about 6 foot, 5-6 foot sharks.
Yeah, we had the biggest one.
Yeah, we did. And then they have so you can pet them, and nurse sharks are really cool when you see them up close because they have little speckled scales, and then they let you hold them, and
you sit down in the water, and they basically grab this shark and they put it on your lap, and then they flip it over, and this shark is just like, do what you want with me. It's like really cool. And
they don't. You feed the sea lions and the dolphins. You don't feed the sharks because nurse sharks are like an amazingly strong Hoover with teeth. So they throw the fish and it's like boom, and they get the.
And they fish, showed you. They showed it a few times. It
was
they like drop the food and it's like.
The part of me that works with animals and people, I was paying attention to how they were doing different things for safety and of the animals as well as of the humans. And they definitely were very careful to make sure that no moron human like stuck their hand in the mouth. Like they tell you not to do that, but the way they were positioned everything, like if you tried to do that, they would have been able to easily keep that from happening.
Yeah.
I know that from like doing alligator encounters with people, and I like have whole strategies on how to stand and where to stand and stuff, just in case some nut job wants to stick his finger in an alligator's mouth.
All right, Matt. We've got to move on to the cruise creature because we've only got a few minutes left.
But the photo package. The photo package was, we paid what, for? Was it?
So for all your photos and one video, it was $55. This is US dollars, and for
there were 2 videos.
Yeah, they did 2 videos, one with the sharks and one with the dolphins. Oh, we also were able to snorkel with the sharks.
Yes.
And the extra video was $14.
$14.
For $69, we got everything.
We got a ton of pictures.
Wow.
And if you had a GoPro or something, you could have used it with the sharks when you were swimming, but that's the only time. And then also at Ocean World, if you have time, it's part of your ticket. Even if you just go there as a ticket, they have a coral reef with just fish in it, just regular bony fish in it that you can snorkel in. So it's a really cool park, and they're and then there's a whole bird area that we have like lovebirds on our head.
You got one next to you.
But from people that work in a zoo aquarium environment, like I'm always looking out for how's their husbandry with the animals, how's their animal welfare, and it's top notch. Like I really felt like their animals had really good care. Their trainers were very knowledgeable. Everything was clean. All the animals looked super healthy. So it looked like a real up and up type of facility as well. So that made me really happy.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
That included lunch too.
And included, that price included
lunch.
No, it was not like the lunch we had in Aruba.
No.
It was like a buffet hamburger and some chicken nuggets that had been on the Barbie for too long. But it was fine. It was it was food and it was included, so it was all good. So all right. Cruise creature?
Cruise creature.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. For a cruise creature, because we're like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We're just going to tell you all the creatures that we saw.
Some of the cool creatures.
Well, the ones that stood out, either because we hadn't seen them before, or because we've covered them as a cruise creature, or because they're just one that we didn't necessarily expect to see on this cruise. Because this has been a cruise creature rich cruise. So here's a list, no particular order, but I will start with probably the coolest animal we saw, which is an octopus.
You think that's the coolest?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For me, it was. We got to play with this little octopus in Aruba. It was awesome. I'm not even 100% sure what species of octopus it is yet. We have to look that up when we get home. We saw. It did not have none of those over here. It's a little too big too. It's bigger than a blue ring. Not much bigger though. We saw 2 different types of boobies, which was exciting for me.
We won't say anything there. We're not going there.
And those are
we
birds.
even went and got the binoculars.
Yeah, we got the binoculars. We got the cameras out. But the brown boobies, which we've seen quite a bit, and then the masked boobies, which were new.
It was really cool.
That was exciting. So,
for those of you that don't know, this is a bird.
It's a bird. It's a seabird. So when I say we saw these, they were out in the open sea.
While we were on the ship.
So miles and miles away from land. We saw other. Anyway,
Matthew.
And then one of our cruise creatures we covered because we saw one in Grand Cayman, and I found another one, and I kind of played with it a little bit. It was a lettuce sea slug, so look for that in the vlogs. 2 different types of flamingos, American and Chilean flamingos. We saw, of course, green iguanas, which they're actually native to Aruba and Curacao. So normally you see green iguanas, they're an invasive species, but not there. The blue spotted whiptail, which actually might be the coolest creature we saw.
That's what I thought.
Because this is an animal I saw in a Griffin Alyssa video, and it's a lizard. It's a black lizard with bright blue spots, or as the case may be, a really bright colored blue lizard with even lighter blue spots. And I was so excited when I saw these in the video that I ordered a field guide from Europe on the ABC Islands, so I could learn more about this lizard, because I couldn't find anything on the internet hardly. Well, we saw a whole bunch of those, and I was super excited. Cool. Also, Curacao striped anoles, which we didn't just see them. There was a trio of them, and they were having a combat for we passed them on a nature trail, came back, they were still battling with their big red dewlaps and everything.
It was beautiful.
It was really cool. We got that on video. Land hermit crabs climbing through the woods.
Lots of them.
Selly lightfoot crabs on the rocks in several different locations. Really cool to see. You want to say that one?
The troupial, which is Aruba's national bird. It's a beautiful orange and black and white bird. I saw it fly past, and I was like, what was that bird? And then I didn't see it again. And we went back and looked at one of our videos of the blue lizard, and it was like there was one in the tree.
We didn't even see it in the tree. We're like looking at the blue lizard. We're watching the video. I'm like, wait a minute, go back. There's one of they're bright orange and black, gorgeous.
Yes,
birds,
cool
gorgeous
bird.
birds. She thinks she saw a banana quit, which is a bird that we covered as a cruise creature, but she's not 100% sure. Yellow warbler, which is a beautiful little yellow songbird.
Both male and female.
Yeah.
One of them, the female, I think, that we saw, kind of hung out with us and flew onto Mama Sandy's hat.
Yeah. Bare-eyed pigeons, which it's like a pigeon if you squeezed its neck and punched it in the face and gave it 2 black eyes. That's what they look like.
Yeah, creepy looking weird birds.
Weird looking pigeons, but we saw them. So ruby topaz hummingbird, which was really cool because my mom is a hummingbird whisperer. Apparently they got a message of that down in Aruba. But this was a really pretty hummingbird. Of course, at Ocean World today, they had lovebirds, which are not native. They were in the aviary, and toucans, which I love toucans. While we were snorkeling in Narnia, we saw trumpetfish, which we've seen before, but down there, they came in 3 different colors. They were the typical kind of brown and white ones, but then there were bright yellow and bright blue ones, which I thought maybe they changed their color to blend in because there was like a school of blue tangs and there was a blue one in there. But apparently no, they're one color. They can't change their colors. I guess they're like, I guess I'd go with these guys because they're blue. But that was really cool. And then sea urchins, which the long spine sea urchins are something to look for healthy reefs in the Caribbean. And so we saw them, which is good, but we didn't just see them. Not only were there a lot, they were huge. Like the middle of the sea urchin was like a basketball. And then this with the spines out, like a beach ball.
It was amazing.
Oh,
and there were tons of them.
Which is
like
really important.
Everywhere.
Really important for the health of coral reefs. That's one of the things that really hurt the Florida Keys is there was a disease that wiped out most of the long-spined urchins in the 80s. And the divers all rejoiced because you don't want to step on one. But because they do have a little bit of toxin to them. But what they do is they clean the rock off of algae, and that allows the new coral polyps to start developing there. So if you don't have them, then the new coral can't develop, and then you end up with problems. Of course, squirrel monkeys,
yes,
dolphins, sea lions, and nurse sharks. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that stood out. And also, I don't know if she listens to the podcast, but we saw some. Well, she said she watched us on YouTube. So we met somebody named Kashara. She was like, it was one of those deals where like she's like, I know you. And we
just kind of stared at her. And she said, I watch you on YouTube. And we're like, cool, what's your name?
Isn't that
it's
cool?
Really fun. It's
How
so
fantastic.
cool. It's so cool. And
Nice.
it doesn't happen that often, so it's always awkward for me because I'm always like excited about it, and then I feel like I probably just made a fool of myself. But anyway, if you are watching, it was really nice to meet you. And if anybody out there ever sees us, please come up and say hi because it absolutely makes our day. So
even if we
really
look
cool.
at you like you're crazy, like we don't know you, because we probably don't.
Because
but
we forget
want to.
that people would know us like that.
It was kind of funny, yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. So that's our cruise creatures. That's it.
So
I think, right? What?
Yeah.
May I just bring in a couple of
Brilliant.
people in the chat, if I may?
Absolutely.
First of all, you made me very envious of those cruise creatures.
Yes.
And Larry made a severe comment here about actually he would love to hold some boobies too, but I don't think he's talking about the same
Why
boobies you
doesn't
were
that
talking
surprise
about.
me, Larry?
Yeah. We've got Nick P from Traveling with Nick P to say good day and say hi. You've got the Uber cruisers who've just popped in.
Good day, Ian.
Ian is
Nice to
saying
see
sorry
you.
he was a bit late, but family
good day, Ian.
matters. We've got
that's interesting.
Dean from the Live Place also in
Yes.
as well.
Stream Elements are saying it's hump day. No, it's not hump day today.
No, didn't change something around, which I should
Never
have.
mind.
But it's there. So
Wow. Well,
cruise creatures plus the cruise itself. Do you think it's something you could do again?
Really? I think it's something I will do again. Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, we were on the Mardi Gras a month ago, and it was one of the best cruises that I've ever had. That ship is amazing. But honestly, if you gave me the choice, I would do this cruise again over it, just because the ship is still amazing, and the ports were so good, and the experiences we had were so good. So, yeah, it's been a really good cruise.
So Kenneth is saying he looks forward to meeting Fintastic Studios in person one day. So
Yes.
now again, group cruise 15th of October 2022. Will he get his wish?
Look, Kenny, we are pretty sure we're going to book it. We just can't actually pull the trigger yet, but not because we aren't thinking we're going to, just because we logistically can't do it right now. But we are is definitely on our books as something we are planning to do at this point. Yes.
We've got Mallory Pfeiffer saying good day to everybody.
Hey, Mallory.
Hey, Mallory.
We've
And
got
Andrew,
Dewey.
over there.
Yeah.
We've got Dewey Ski.
Can he hear us?
He's saying you can hear the chat, but not enough signal to see video. But he's saying good day all, and he's listening in. So good day, Dewey. Nice to have you on board. Larry's also saying that thank you very much. Your show, it was very informative for him today.
Absolutely. I've been taking notes
feel like we
madly
did that
about
a
your
lot.
We do get
excursions.
that a
That's
lot.
interesting. I've been noting down all
Wait.
those fabulous excursions. So great.
Yes.
Excellent.
We
Our next few podcasts will probably go into more detail on each port. So
Yep.
that was just kind of the highlights.
yeah. There's a lot to say, and then we'll
I'm
have
sure there'll be lots of vlogs coming up
out
too.
for a lot of it too.
Yep, and we look forward to
Although
all the
we didn't,
videos
I
as
feel
well.
like we will have a lot of vlogs, but we didn't vlog as much as we did probably on the last cruise, because we just wanted to really enjoy this cruise. But we did get a lot of good footage of our excursions and in port, and a little bit of fun ship stuff. So definitely look for those.
G'day to Dave and Brandy. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you in here.
Hello, Dave and Brady. They just got off of
Uh,
like being on the Mardi Gras for 2 weeks
Yeah,
straight.
back to back on the Mardi Gras.
Here's some other news for you guys. Ian and Sandra from the Uber Cruises are seriously thinking of joining the Fantastic group cruise in 2023. They'll be in the USA
awesome.
at that time, and there's some other logistics they've got to work out first.
Absolutely.
Wheels.
Fantastictravel@gmail.com.
Ian, we would
Yep, please.
really be honored if you joined us. That would be so much fun. We're getting a good group of people signing up for that cruise, and the more underwater people we have, the more we can focus on some excursions. We won't do everything underwater because we'll have some people that aren't, but we'll definitely do some snorkeling on that cruise. Maybe some diving,
Yeah.
probably snorkeling though, so we can include as many people as possible.
And what's your itinerary for that cruise? Let's give it a plug.
That one is so that's a Western Caribbean cruise. It leaves out of Tampa, which is a really important thing for us because we wanted people to be able to show up a little early, stay a little late, so we could maybe do some fun things around our neck of the woods. But it goes to Cozumel, Belize, Grand Cayman, and Roatan, which are all top-notch ports, especially for underwater stuff.
And what ship?
It's on the Carnival Pride.
Which is a super popular ship. Like Dave and Brandy, check out Dave and Brandy's excursions that they just popped in here. I've got a really awkward sitting position, so sorry about that. They got married on the Pride. It's their favorite ship. Paradij, D&J, it's their favorite ship. And I mean, these are people that cruise a lot, and they're still like, the Pride is our favorite ship. So that, I think, speaks a lot to no, Siri, I'm not talking to you, to the quality of that ship. And the Legend, which is the same class, is one of my favorite ships. I don't know if I could still call it my favorite, but it's definitely a really one of high up there. And you were on the Miracle. And that's one of your favorite ships, right? So something about the layout of those ships is just really nice. But that's the cruise.
Roatan. Ian is saying Roatan. I think he's hooked. Rob on the road is saying he's going to paddle around the local boating lake and claim it's a cruise.
Yeah, it's about as much as we can do.
Right?
That's it. And also Dave and Brandy are saying Pridey is our girl.
Yep.
Okay, so just for those who've come into the chat now, we have been talking with both Matt and Kimbra from Fintastic Studios. I always get that wrong. From Fintastic Studios,
which is fantastic, by the way.
Which is absolutely fantastic. They were talking fantastically about their fantastic cruise that they've just had, and making our mouths water. And yes, I do hate you, Kimbra, especially when you start talking about those excursions. But you've also been on our ship that we are going on the group cruise 15th of October to the 23rd of October 2022. And a number of people here in the chat are certainly going to be coming along with us on that cruise. So,
and it will be, it will be their first cruise ever. So we've got a lot of cruise virgins coming on that cruise. And for us, it'll be our first time going Carnival. We're princess people, but we will be sailing on Carnival and on the Horizon. So,
and it's our first time across the pond.
It will be, yes. So we're looking forward to that. And we're dying to find out all about the Carnival Horizon.
Yes. Well, look, I mean, do you want to ask questions, or do you want us to just kind of talk about it? What would you like to do?
I think what we'll do is we'll ask questions as we go through, because we'll bring the chat in, and I'm pretty sure the chat will be asking questions as well.
Those Larry, question to Juma, anyone else who's coming and wants to ask specifically about the Horizon?
First of all, Dave and Brandy are saying can't beat the Spirit class. I think it's Dave that's typing. He says he thinks that's why we love the Mardi Gras. Also has the same layout and feel, just on a bigger scale.
So is the Horizon a Spirit class?
It's not. No, that's the Pride. He was talking about the Pride and the Legend. So one of the cool things about Mardi Gras and those ships is the layout that on the inside. It's easy to walk from one end to the other. That is something it's not bad on the Horizon, but there are a few instances where you might have to go up a level, down a level to get to places to go around, like say the dining room and stuff. But I will tell you that, like I said before, one of the things I really like about this ship is like Deck 5. So basically you've got things up on the Lido, like Deck 10, 11, that sort of area. But then Deck 5 and Deck 6 on the ship, or is it Deck 5 and 6? 4 and 5. 4 and 5 has the stuff. And you can walk on the outside almost all the way around. On the inside, you can walk most of the way through, but there are a couple areas where you have to go up or down. Which doesn't really bother me, but it can be a little bit of an annoyance if you're like trying to get somewhere real quick and they're like, I can't cut to the dining room. I got to go up and down.
Well, so it's not a huge deal if you just want to like jump on the stairs and go up or down. But if you're someone that needs an elevator, that's where it gets annoying, because you have to wait for the elevator. And the way that these elevators work is you have to push a button and then wait for the elevator. Like, it's not like a normal elevator. You choose your deck, and then the elevator that's going to the deck that you're going to comes to you. So that's the annoying part, because then you have to wait for that. And then if it just happens to be full, then you have to do the whole process over again. It's not just push the button and jump on the first elevator that shows up.
Those are the smart elevators. But
we've gotten to where we like them.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you first get on the Carnival Horizon or the Vista or the Panorama, you're probably going to hate the elevators, like with like a real hatred, because they're confusing. Nobody knows how to use them. They're just really hard it takes forever to get them. But after the first day, if you take a little bit of time and figure out how to use them, most of the time they work really, really well. There are instances when they don't, but that's true with regular elevators too. But there are some, but you have to learn how to use them. And so, there's a panel. And so you activate the panel and it lists all the floors, and then you press the floor. Say you want to go to deck 8 for whatever reason. You hit deck 8 and it'll tell you a letter. So each elevator has a letter over it. It'll tell you which elevator to go to, and that elevator will also light up. And so you know. And so then but here's the part that a lot of people miss, I think. Say there's 3 of you. You want to hit that 3 times, and then the elevator knows there are 3 people getting on that elevator. That's how it knows the capacity. So if everybody uses them properly, they work really, really well. And as long as the ship, it's just the busy times when you struggle with them a little bit. But on the whole, they do have advantages. But you have to kind of understand.
You have to figure it out
how they work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that first day, they'll have people on there that can override them, but the elevators on the first day are going to be annoying no matter what, because you're going to blame the elevator because it's a smart elevator. It's going to be a little more annoying, but it's
always the elevator's fault.
Right.
Well,
right.
Our mantra is our mantra on a ship is use the stairs where possible. So just to work off all the food.
Yes.
But for those who won't be able to,
Now, first
Have to
up,
practice.
I need to say I apologize, Brandy. I assumed that it was
Did.
Dave typing, but I know that much more intelligence comes out of the females who type.
Oh no, we lost them
We
again.
lost them again. Hold on, they'll be back. StreamYard just kicked them out for a moment. But if you are just joining now, oh, here we go. We're coming back.
Yeah,
in.
StreamYard made a decision again.
Yeah.
Everybody say boo when they come. Boo. All right, you guys are back.
We're back.
We'd be the ones dropping out.
No, for some reason,
It's crazy.
StreamYard makes its decisions as to. I've been listening to this idiot long enough. Let's shut him out and watch the real people on there, and then we'll bring him back in again.
Okay, so elevators. Now, tell us about your lovely stateroom.
Oh. Okay, so we're in the Cove balcony. You want to talk about it? I'm just trying to. I talk too much. I'm trying to.
I know they can't even get a word in.
Equal time here. Go ahead.
So we're in a Cove balcony, which is the balcony that is the closest to the water. So on this ship, it is deck 2, which I think you guys have a Cove balcony
When
as
you're
well, right?
talking to people in Australia, you have to do 2 like this. Don't do that. That means something different to them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, if I do this, I did it that because of where the camera is.
Okay, but that'd be like if it was America.
I'm so
and you were like,
sorry.
Anyway.
I apologize.
Sorry.
We accept
Hey.
it.
We're pretty laid back. Yeah.
We accept it. We understand that you apologize from the heart of your bottom. I mean,
So this Cove balcony is wonderful. So we, like Matt said, we were on the Mardi Gras about a month ago, and we also had a Cove balcony. And a lot of people were like, "This balcony or these rooms are much smaller." And we were like, "Whatever, I don't know what you're talking about." Well, so this room is probably a little bit bigger, but the balcony space is actually bigger, which is really nice. On the Mardi Gras, to have the 2 chairs and the table, we had to put one of the chairs in front of the door for us to both be able to sit. In this room that we have, all 3 of us, for those of you that have jumped in recently, Matt's mom, Mama Sandy, is also here. She's off to the side. You can't see her. But there are 3 of us here. Can I do this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
fine.
all right.
Yes.
It might be like gang signs or something. But
You must be a Tasmanian. Yep.
There are 3 of us here. So all 3 of us can easily sit the chairs across that balcony and not be in front of the door and still see everything, which is great. So it is a bit bigger, still super close to the water, so you can see all the wonderful water things perfectly.
We saw flying fish. We didn't put
you saw flying fish.
Just briefly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we loved the Cove balcony on the Mardi Gras, and we love the Cove balcony on the ship even more because I think it's a little closer to the water. It's a little more space. I think it might be. Look, it's so close to the water that if I did a belly flop, it wouldn't even hurt. That's not true, but it's close to the water.
Can you put your hand over the balcony and feel the water?
And paddle?
Just pull the ship along?
No. That'd be cool if I could just dangle my feet in the water.
That'd be nice.
Catch a shark.
No, it's not. It's probably
like 30 feet.
Yeah, something like that. 20, 30 feet.
It's cool. And actually, what's really cool about our room is we're actually right above where the pilot gets off of the ship onto the pilot boat. Which are leaving Miami. Me and Mama Sandy were outside, and we saw the pilot boat. And when we were on the Mardi Gras, we also saw the pilot boat, but it was like it moved up in front of us, and he got on. And I was like, "This is so cool!" And it started moving closer, and I looked down, and I could see something hanging out of the ship. And I said, "I think he's getting out right below us." And the pilot boat came up literally right below our room, and climbed on. I filmed it. You'll see it in our vlogs. But it was really cool. I was planning on filming it at other ports, but we napped a lot.
Yeah, this has been an exerting cruise because there was a lot of walking. It's been hot, and so Mardi Gras we mostly ate, but on this cruise we've been doing
real active.
Yeah, real active.
Just to go into the chat quickly.
Yes.
just to go into the chat quickly, the Ubers are saying good day to Mama Sandy. There's a few people saying good day to Mama Sandy. We've got the Ubers saying love flying fish. We saw stack in the Timor in the southern China Sea. We've got Cindy from Spikers Crazy Adventures coming in board. So good day, Cindy.
Hey.
And
Nice.
Wow.
and Cindy's also saying to Larry, haven't forgotten you for sure by Monday. Hold times are insane as my phone was ringing. I was talking about hold times. I was talking with Larry a couple of days ago, and he was saying that he was on hold to Carnival for an hour and 45 minutes.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I was we had somebody else in Mama Sandy's room who ended up not going, and I was on hold for 2.5 hours to get that situated.
Yeah.
So
Great.
It's crazy.
So do you know the music loop fairly well? Are you able to
Oh yeah,
recite?
I know some of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the mascot of the Blue Iguana Cantina? Is it a yellow parrot? No, it's a blue iguana.
Oh, you get information, not rather than music.
I thought they
yeah.
were playing something like the girl from Ipanema or something
Yes,
like that.
the usual.
So the cabins we've dealt with. So the staterooms we've dealt with. The elevators we've dealt with. You keep on mentioning this word food.
Yeah.
So tell us about
Your recommendations.
what's available.
Right. So,
Yeah. So there's the normal things. There's the buffet, which we've had breakfast there. We haven't had anything else there, but breakfast there has been pretty good. There's also the main dining room, which is also a staple on all of these ships, which we have eaten at 4 of our nights.
yeah.
Which is also very good. And the wait staff in the main dining room desperately want you to come.
And they're spectacular.
They are amazing, but they say every night, please come back, we want to be here, we want to work. And they've even told us, so go to the main dining room because they want you there and they love taking care of you.
They really provide a great experience.
Yes, absolutely.
And is the MDR open for
and
They even,
breakfast
they even
too?
sing and dance. We haven't
Does
yet, but
MDR
we're going to do that
breakfast?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It does usually on C days.
Yes.
They'll do what's called a C day brunch, and so
Yep.
we're planning to do that tomorrow. And it's a sit down, order from the menu kind of a deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just very
those are
quickly,
the
if I
kind of-
may interrupt.
Yeah.
The Uber cruisers are stepping out. So, Ian, thanks for popping in. Check the replay, mate. If you've got a couple of hours up your sleeve, you'll definitely need it. There's lots of info.
Thanks for
Pen
popping
and
in.
paper when you check out the replay. So good on you. Larry's asking a question. Is there any Asian or Indian food on board?
So, well, Asian food, yes, because they have the
There's a place called
bonsai teppanyaki.
there's Bonsai Sushi, and then there's Gigi's Asian, which
Yeah.
we haven't been to and don't have any plans to go to just because we've done other things.
I think the Gigi's Asian one is like a Mongolian kind of barbecue type thing where you pick your stuff and put it in there and they walk it up.
It is an extra charge. That one is not included.
I thought that one was included. That's the lunch one. Isn't that included?
Gigi's Asian is
I
included.
think it's included for lunch.
I have no idea
think
if
so.
it's included.
Double check us on that. Also, the Italian place is kind of a pasta version of that. For lunch, it's included, but not for dinner. So for lunch, it's
Yeah,
included.
and then every night in the main dining room, they offer an Indian dish.
Yeah, vegetarian Indian dish, which I've had the last 2 nights because I love Indian food and it's spectacular. It's a lot of food too. And so the thing to remember is that at least on most of the cruise ships that I've been on, the head chef tends to be from India. And so of course they can make some amazing Indian food. So yeah, it's really been good. But the other two places, the bonsai places, teppanyaki is it's an extra charge, and it's kind of a Japanese steakhouse kind of, what do you call it? There's another word for it.
Hibachi.
Hibachi grill kind of deal.
But it's like an 8-course meal or something like that.
Yeah, it's a you pay one fee for the whole thing, and then the sushi one though is a la carte. So you go in there and you're buying individual sushi items off of that one.
Yes.
So.
And then the other food options on the ship, there is the Guys Pick and Anchor, which Matt mentioned earlier. For lunch, it is included. For dinner, it is a la carte. So it's barbecue. It's good. Yeah.
If you're from like one of the good barbecue states, you're not going to be impressed. But for barbecue on the ship, it's decent. It's decent barbecue. I would recommend it more for lunch when it's included. It's a real good change up there. But they have really great bourbon drinks there, and the food is good there, but not my favorite venue on the ship.
Yeah.
The Pig and Anchor's got the brewery there, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, which you can do tours for.
Yes, or you can do a flight, which they gave us 5 because they gave us a seasonal one, and it was like $6.50 for a flight of beer, which is a great price.
Yeah.
And their beer, they brew their beer on board, and it's good stuff. It's really good beer, quality stuff. So there's that.
Yep, and then there's Cucina del Capitano, which is the Italian restaurant, which, like Matt said, is included for lunch, and it's $15 for dinner. We went there once. Yes, once. It is delicious.
It's amazing.
It is worth.
I don't like pasta.
No, but you didn't get pasta.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you're out there and you're like, I don't like pasta, and I think it's like.
I mean, I didn't get pasta either.
Right, that's true, which is weird.
Yeah.
But it's for $15. The value you're getting is incredible, and the food. What is the thing I get? It's like a short rib. It rivals the stuff I get at the steakhouse, which is $38. So it's good.
It's delicious.
Highly recommend it.
And then there's Guy's Burgers, which is included, and it's usually open around lunchtime.
Good smash burgers.
Yes, delicious
I
fries.
like smash burgers. Yeah, fries are really good. Fries were weird on the Mardi Gras. They had different fries at Guys. I don't know why, but they have the proper ones on this ship. So kind of the skin still on them. Just real
very good fries.
Good
they're
fries.
They're the kind of fries that you want to put like the malt vinegar on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those good fries.
Chips. Sorry, chips. You guys call them chips.
Chips with vinegar. Yum. Yum. I love chips.
We can handle fries. We've got McDonald's.
Okay.
What about the steak restaurant, Fahrenheit 555?
Yeah, so the steakhouse is phenomenal, and it is a lot of food. So make sure that you go in hungry. It's $38 per person, but it's phenomenal.
It's worth it.
Yeah, like we did it our first sea day, and we're going to be doing it a second time. We're doing it tomorrow night as well.
We wouldn't normally do that.
No.
But since we have all the cruise credit, we would normally just do it once. But
it's worth it at least the once.
Yeah. I don't know, in the States, like if you go to a decent steakhouse, you're probably going to spend at least that much or more.
On just the steak.
On just the steak and maybe like an appetizer or something like that.
On just the steak.
$38?
A good steakhouse?
Well, I mean like Texas Roadhouse, for example, which we think is a good steakhouse. And those steaks are like $20 ish.
Okay.
And then if you get a drink.
And an appetizer.
Yeah. And this
is so much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The quality of food that come out of the steakhouse, I would pay $50.
Yeah,
I'd pay more than $50.
But
it's the service. It's great. If you're questioning the steakhouse, stop and just do it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's very
and
good.
for non-steak eaters, do they have things like lamb or something alternatives?
They do have lamb chops.
Lamb choppies.
And do they have lobster at the steakhouse?
I think they do. We can pull up the menu here.
Pull up the menu and check it out.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I know they have
have a
oysters
surf.
for an appetizer, but yeah, I remember seeing lamb chops. While she's doing that, I'll also say there's pizza 24 hours, which is good pizza that you can get. There is the Blue Iguana, which has really good breakfast, actually, breakfast burritos. Everybody knows about the breakfast burritos, but they also have really good tacos and burritos for lunch. There's also a seafood shack, which is you pay for items.
There's all kinds.
We don't like seafood, so I don't. But I've heard that it's good, price wise. I think it's fair, is what I've heard. What do we got?
So besides this different steaks, there's surf and turf, which I guess includes steak.
Steak and lobster.
Grilled lamb chops, farm chicken, broiled lobster tail, colossal shrimp, and Dover sole.
That's a fish.
Some kind of fish.
So there's stuff
there
there
are
for
other
everyone.
options.
Yeah, so lots of food. And then also some little secrets. If you go to what's called the, what's that area called that's right behind us? There's
Ocean Plaza?
There's something called Ocean Plaza. And if you go there at breakfast time, they will have a little mini buffet set up there. It's got just the basics, but it's another good place to avoid the crowd and get a nice breakfast. And the Java Blue is down there, which is a coffee place, and they also have they don't have breakfast sandwiches like on the Mardi Gras, but
like
they
a
have
little bakery.
Yeah, and I think those are charge.
I think so. Yeah.
Charge, but they'll have croissants and stuff there. I'm losing my voice.
Do you want? Is yours gone? You want some of that?
I had a little bit more. We're good.
Talking too much?
Yeah.
Have a gargle some whiskey.
Yeah. After this, maybe.
No spitting out, but you got to swallow it.
So, first of all, just a couple of good days back in the chat. Amy has come back into the
Amy's
chat.
back.
So nice to see her. And we've got Philip Rackman, who's back in again. Philip is actually making an advertisement sale for Victoria Meats. He's just started buying his meat through Vic Meats Direct. Just had an amazing shepherd's pie. Can recommend them for Aussie listeners.
Thank you.
Cindy is saying that the Blue Iguana for breakfast burritos are her favorite. And
gotta get the crunchy potatoes.
And Amy is also saying that the Blue Iguana chicken tacos are amazing. The free pasta bar at Cucina is one of her favorites as well.
Yeah.
So in other words,
it is included. I thought it was.
Yeah.
In other words, we won't be going hungry. Definitely not.
There's plenty of food on board.
Yeah. You can also get room service too, which I don't know. They've changed that. I think most of that has a fee.
There are certain things
and there's
that
times
are included.
Yeah. But yeah. So you will not be wanting for food. Plus, there's a candy shop, which has got pick and mix, and it's got box candy. It's got ice cream that you can buy. There's also soft serve, which is included, which has got yogurt or ice cream 24 hours a day, the entire time.
So I've got a challenge. If I come on as a guest, do I need to organize a forklift truck to get off at the end?
Quite possibly, yes. That's
usually what happens.
That's why you do those kind of excursions we've been doing. We've been burning calories like crazy on this cruise.
Yeah, use the stairs. Yes, we might go to the gym. We will go to the gym. We may not use it, but we will go there.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what we do. We just walk in, look at it.
We'll go walk through and out. Yes.
Cindy is saying that one of her most unforgettable meals was one time on the Carnival in the buffet. It was the veal parmesan. It was outstanding. She will not tell us how many she had.
That sounds delicious. Love a veal parmesan.
Also, Amy is saying that she's a very picky eater and she does not go hungry.
I am also a very picky eater, and there is no problem finding food.
And interesting that she said that Cindy said that, because something that people may not realize is that if you don't you don't have to get dressed up super fancy for the MDR, the main dining room, except for a couple nights when you kind of got to wear like a button-up shirt and slacks or something. But if you're just like, no, I just want to do like shorts and a t-shirt, and well, I do that sometimes at the MDR. But if you just don't want to get dressed up at all, the buffet at night usually has a lot of the same stuff that you could order in the MDR at the buffet. So sometimes you can get the things that you would want to get in the MDR at the buffet. It's not completely the same, but...
What about people who have eating issues, like, for example, celiacs or any other medical conditions and so forth?
Lactose intolerant. Do they have soy milk, like different alternatives, etc.?
They do. And what you should do if you are one of those people, what you want to do is you want to let Carnival know that you have those eating challenges, and they will accommodate you 100%.
Right.
Awesome.
There are a lot of options, but also they will, like with the MDR and stuff, they can get different things for you if they need to.
Yeah. Well, there's a stand in the buffet that actually somebody stands at, and it like has a sign on it. It's like have a, I don't know, allergy or something. I don't remember what the words are, but basically, if there's something that you can't eat, go to them and they will take care of you.
Yep.
Do they have like a salad bar or like packed salads? I don't know which ship it was. It might have been Mardi Gras. I don't know. Where there's a place where the salads are pre-packed and you can just pick one up and go. Because I like salads and vegetables.
Yeah, there's not pre-packed salads, but the buffet will have a full salad bar on it. And so whenever the buffet's open, that's available, which is going to be, lunch and dinner time.
Yeah. You can always get salad at the MDR.
Yes, there's always salads available in the MDRs, like the appetizers. There's usually at least one, sometimes two salads. And it's same with like any of the restaurants you go to, for the most part, are going to have a salad thing. I think, and I've even seen people get taco salads from Blue Iguana. So if you like taco salads, that's an option.
Okay. Can you believe I've never had a taco before in my life?
We'll fix that one.
Yeah,
just a question for those who are coming on our group cruise who are not able-bodied in terms of running around and so forth. How does the cruise ship handle those kind of people?
So I don't know a lot. I can't speak to that a lot, but I know that Carnival does make sure to provide access to everybody, and they will go out of their way to help. If you need extra help or something like that, they definitely will try and accommodate that.
We've got.
And I know, you can get staterooms and stuff that are set up for people that need more space or things.
Yeah, I think every area is also ADA accessible.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, would have to be because they've got the accessible cabins. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got
one of the great things. One of the great things today, we were in Dominican Republic at Ocean World today. My mom's, she's not a spring chicken, so she's got some issues with a little bit of issues with mobility. And one of the great things about our experience today was the bus ride over, the people in the park, like the trainers that were helping us with the animal experiences. Like they saw my mom and they saw me and Kimber trying to like help her down or up, because there were some steep stairs and slippery areas, and they were like on her, like, no, you don't do anything. We will help you. We are here. They were like holding my mom up. They're like, you just sit down, lady. We're going to set you down gently. I mean, they just went above and beyond. And I feel like you would get that same level of service on Carnival.
That's awesome. Cindy is saying that another good thing that Carnival does, off topic of food, is if you have someone traveling with an autistic person, they will put gadgets in your room upon request that helps them with their autism, which is awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow, that's cool. Fantastic.
Philip is saying, I think the main issue with Carnival Australia is most of their desserts are based on American recipes.
I'm like, like angle weird. Let's switch places.
You want to switch?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Because we're
Yeah.
like,
Stand up and have a
Drum roll.
stand up and have a shake.
Shake your
Have a
booty.
stretch and a shake.
How does that feel,
This'll-
Now I
Kimra?
can lean this way for
this
a
will
bit.
twist us the other way and straighten us out.
That's okay.
So how does that
And
feel?
if people like watch the beginning and watch the end, they'll be like, "What just happened?"
What's happened?
That's actually
We
really
need to
nice.
talk now.
So Philip is saying that with Carnival Australia, that most of their desserts are based on American recipes and have corn syrup as the sweetener, not sugar. And this is a very bad sweetener. We've got Real Uncle D come on in board.
Hello.
Hey, Dan.
We've got
Dan, I
We've
filmed a
got-
special segment just for you today.
Yep. We've got Philip doing
so you
musical
know.
chairs,
Musical chairs.
telling you guys to play
Yes.
musical chairs. So,
It'll be our turn in a minute to get the music going.
La Cooking Right. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
They've got
So
the big
food.
deck
Okay.
party going on right now in the Lido.
Yeah, you can. I don't know. Hopefully, you
Oh, I
can
thought I could hear
so
music.
there won't be any-
I thought I was hearing things. Speaking of music, who is the cruise director right now?
So he's one of your people. He's from
Donkey?
Australia.
Is he
His
Donkey?
name is
Donkey.
Donkey. Yeah, that's
Yep.
his nickname is Donkey.
Any good?
So we haven't really done a lot of cruise director focused things. I think the only thing we've really seen him do is the Love and Marriage show.
Yeah, and some of the times, so a couple of the ports that we came back from, he was outside with a large speaker, like
Dancing
and getting people excited and
Yeah.
stuff. So that was cool.
So I mean, he seems like a pretty good cruise director. We just haven't really done cruise director things this cruise. He did a good job with the Love and Marriage show. He seems like a nice guy. So very energetic though.
When you walk past him, Matt, just go up to him and say, "G'day, how they hanging?" See what he says.
He doesn't have a very thick Australian accent,
Which is disappointing.
Like if, I know, right? Which if I didn't know he was from Australia, then I wouldn't have maybe guessed that. Usually I
Yeah.
can pick up Australian accents. Like every now and then you'll hear a word and you're like, but I don't know if he's lost it or if he just doesn't have a strong accent or what.
No,
Yeah,
apparently,
we've heard him speak, and he has. We
know
recognise
it's
him as
there.
being Aussie, but yeah, you're right. It's not a really strong one.
apparently what happens is people go over to the US, they have to put on the accent, otherwise nobody understands them. Mom is saying she really enjoyed listening to the cruise. She wishes she could have joined you. She has to go now, so wish everybody a good weekend ahead.
Thanks, Edith.
Keep safe.
Bye now.
So, see you, Ma. Okay, so
Amy's saying that she had Donkey.
Amy said she had Donkey on her first cruise. He was a lot of fun, but also had nothing to compare it to.
I want to know why he's called Donkey.
Yeah, I want to know that too.
Yeah, I don't know.
The mind boggles. Okay.
Uncle
just me?
D is saying, cool, I'll look for it, Matt. I recommend all you guys to my co-workers today. He was wearing his Fintastic shirt.
Nice.
Amy is saying his cruise director, her cruise director on the Magic is Gary Blair. He did a Scottish dance lesson tonight and was wearing a kilt. I hope he had
hi.
something
Oh,
underneath it other than his sporran.
He was doing a good fling, was he?
So, the ship is easy to get around, yes or no?
On the whole, yes.
Once you figure out how to get around, yes.
Yeah.
There are a few of those areas that Matt mentioned where you have to go up or down to get to a certain area. But once you've figured out how to work that, then it's pretty easy to get where you need to go.
Yeah, I would say I'm not one that ever, like some people get really upset about ship layouts. That never really bothers me. I just expect that in a ship. The first cruise ship I was on was so old that it was like you had to go up and down to get anywhere. But this one's not. I don't think this one's that bad.
Deck
for that.
3 is my complaint. That's my problem. Because the bottom level of the atrium is on deck 3, and you can't get anywhere else without using the elevator, because the other side of the atrium is the restaurant. And if the restaurant's not open, which you shouldn't just randomly be walking through it during dinner time anyways, unless you're eating dinner. You can't get anywhere. You have to go up the elevator or the stairs to get to the other levels. That is my biggest complaint about this ship.
But it doesn't come up that often.
No, unless you're hanging out at the bottom level of the atrium.
Which
Now, do
Which
they-
we haven't done.
There's not much to hang out down there. There's an atrium bar, but there's better bars.
Now, I just have to clarify something here with Larry. Larry, we're not mentioning the activities that we've got organized for the group cruise, but I'm pretty sure Matt and Kimbra could tell you what activities they've had on the group cruise, or on their cruise, I beg your pardon.
Activities we have planned for our group cruise?
No, they're trying to get. He's trying to get the
Larry's
events
desperate.
that we've got planned for our group cruise. But I'm pretty sure you could
Desperate.
talk about what you've done on the group cruise. By the way, Doug and Nikki have stopped in.
You're
G'day,
back.
guys.
Yes, we've
You're
been
back. Mostly
wondering.
starting to get set up in Florida. Just wanted to say congrats. The Honey Badger won 2 weeks ago.
What did the honey badger win? Sorry.
Yeah, we want to know what he won.
What did he win?
Yeah. So, what sort of events were there on board ship?
Oh, okay. So there's, well, let's see. They have, like, you might be able to hear right now, there's some kind of crazy dance party going on that wasn't when we started recording. But there's activities like that so the thing, we're not like probably your typical cruisers, like we're not like the dance on the deck party people, but that is there for people that do like that. We like that there's a craft store in the US called Michael's. It's an arts and crafts store, and they sponsor these craft things, so we went to those twice, and we got to make like these door hang deals, and then we made like little journals. So
There's one tomorrow morning that we'll probably go to as well.
Probably do that. So we're like artsy craft people, so we like that kind of thing. There are what else?
Trivia.
Well, I was going to get to that. But
Okay.
There's comedy shows. There's
the
music.
IMAX theater.
Oh yeah, we saw
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise,
which
in
is a
the
movie that
IMAX
we've been
theater.
wanting to see.
And it was
So a big IMAX
really
theater.
good movie, by the way.
Yes.
Really liked
It's
the movie.
fantastic.
Even though there were some animal inaccuracies on it, but I can get past that. I can let it go. But no, it was really good.
They
yeah.
do dive-in movies, so the big screen on the pool deck.
Yep. The movie that we saw, we had to actually pay for.
Yes.
But the ones on the pool deck are included. And then there's trivia. We like trivia a lot. We stunk it up pretty bad on this cruise on the whole, except for Harry Potter trivia, which Kimbra won with heavy competition, I might add.
It was quite the challenge.
Yeah. But what'd you end up getting? Like, there ended up being a total possible
Of 35 points.
and you got 33. 33.
And there were 3
Whoa.
other groups that also got 30.
Well done.
However, I don't know if those people were in like groups or if they were single people.
Yeah, because it was all Kimbra.
I
Like,
did it solo
there
because
was no answer that she knew, that I knew that she didn't know, or that my mom knew that she didn't know. So
Yeah.
And then
Matt-
they had to do like a trivia off at the end to see who won, and she won. So
Fantastic. Matt,
yes.
quick
So I
question
got my
from
ship on stick.
Real Unkdy for all you guys. Is Big Chicken really worth it? Matt, you seem to have been a big fan.
well, there's no big chicken on this ship, Dan, and that has been maybe the biggest woe of our cruise, because we're like, big chicken, because we do love us some big chicken, but there's enough other good stuff on here to make us forget about big chicken. But yes, big chicken is that good, Dan. The only ways you can get it is on the Mardi Gras right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
in
Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah, Dan's a big Las Vegas
Yeah.
guy. There's a big chicken restaurant in Las Vegas, so that's got a more broad menu too. So I don't know, but the big chicken is really good. But Guy's Burger and the Blue Guano hold their own.
just for Doug and Nikki, yes, Danny Ricciardo did win the Italian Grand Prix. Yes, he did do a shoey and tried to get somebody else to do one as well.
Got the second place who didn't actually like it. Couldn't swallow it. Oh, there's another honey badger. That's why I was thinking of the other honey badger, wondering what he'd got up to. Nothing related to Formula One.
We were thinking of a different one. Okay, so now, what's in store for a new person? What are the main differences between, say, Mardi Gras versus the Horizon that you would see? Being the big cruise ship.
Mardi Gras is a bigger ship, but honestly, I didn't feel like it was that much bigger when I was on it. It is bigger, but
I actually feel like it takes longer to walk from one end of this ship to the other one.
Oh, this ship?
Yeah, this ship. Huh. Mardi Gras didn't feel that way.
Huh, interesting. Well, Mardi Gras things were more compacted than where they were. I would say, Mardi Gras has more food options.
There's food everywhere. It's spread out differently.
Which is not necessarily always a good thing.
Yeah, but all of the food, for the most part, is kind of centralized.
Yeah.
Here on the Horizon.
Yeah. But the problem with having so many good food options is that you will eat it. And
you're constantly trying to figure out food. Food is your cruise.
If you're a new cruiser, then what many of us do on our first cruise or two is we eat to the point where we make ourselves sick because there's food everywhere and it's delicious. And then you learn, most of us learn over time not to do that. Just eat a little bit. It's okay. It'll still be there. Then you go on the Mardi Gras and then it's like a relapse. So you just eat and eat and eat because you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much amazing food. Or on the Horizon, there's a lot of good food, but it's not overwhelming. So the cruise isn't just about eating, which is I don't want my cruises to just be about eating.
Yeah.
I like to have good food on a cruise, but that's not what I want my focus to be about. So, and that's us controlling our own way that we're doing things. But when that big chicken's being waved in your face and all the time, then it's hard to. You can't eat at every venue in Mardi Gras in one sailing unless you eat a lot and a lot. On this ship, you still probably couldn't, but you could come a lot closer, and so you could eat all the places you wanted to without gorging yourself.
Yes, I think that's a big trap actually. When you're cruising, you become quite food fixated.
Yes.
And you come back feeling quite sorry for yourself.
And even on the cruise, if you eat too much on the cruise, then you don't feel good and you get tired, you want to sleep more, and you're going to miss your cruise. So don't overeat on the cruise. Overeat a little bit because you're on a cruise, but don't overeat all the time on a cruise.
Yeah, and I often find something really, a phenomena that occurs on a ship is that, I don't know, during the night, somehow pixies get into my wardrobe and sew the seams of my clothes in. My clothes seem to shrink.
I have that problem too.
It's funny, isn't it? It's truly, can't work it out.
I will tell you that
is asking a question, saying, can you find quiet places to chill out without anyone bothering you outside your cabin?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where we are right now was quiet, but there's a big deck party going on, so now you can hear that.
And there's these annoying vloggers that are on there live streaming.
But there's nobody else around. We are the only ones in this area right now. And there are plenty of places like this around the ship that you can find.
There's even a library bar on this ship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is Cindy saying the Serenity area?
There's a Serenity deck area too, which they close fairly early, but yeah, you will be able to find a quiet spot.
Yeah.
Philip is saying that he just overdrinks instead of overeats.
That's possible too.
That could be another problem. Yeah.
Amy is saying that her first two cruises, she ate at the buffet a lot, and the past 4 cruises have only gone to the buffet for breakfast.
Yes, I
If
think
you
eating
eat
in
in
the
the
MDR
MDR,
controls your
if
portions.
you eat in the MDR, the portions they give you are nice small portions typically. You can order more of them if you want, but if you're used to eating in American restaurants and then you eat in the MDR, you're going to be like, oh, that's not very big, but it's plenty of food. And you can, and if it's not, then you can order multiple entrees, desserts, appetizers, whatever you want. But yeah, so you can, and you can eat. There are healthy options too. They do offer that.
There's also a gym.
But let's be real. I mean,
Is there?
it's not
What's
gonna.
that?
There's an
It's not
outdoor
gonna
running
happen.
track. This ship
Yep.
actually has some really cool exercise equipment
It does.
outside. That sounds weird, but I was like really
Yeah,
excited
it's
to see
cool.
it. It uses your body weight to
Yes.
actually do stuff. So there's like a leg press and like an
Yeah,
arm
pushing and-
pulley do.
Yep.
Not that we used it.
I
Do you know-
got on them and did a couple reps.
Do you know, I reckon those machines would not be very good for someone who was fit. I mean, you'd have to get on it while you were not fit, right? Because that's when you get the most
Right.
benefit.
Well,
'Cause-
yeah,
but
they,
when
they
you're
were
fit-
much easier. They were much easier than what I do at the actual gym, but they were fun and cool and different.
Mm-hmm.
Just very
And
quickly,
outside.
we've got
Good,
Gigi Velezza on board. So good day,
Hey,
Gigi.
Gigi.
Okay, so outside gyms, is there space where I'm looking to practice my karate while we're on board ship? Is there space where I can do my katas without being interfered with?
So the deck 11, which is right above the Lido, it's not a full deck, but it's where the jogging track is, it's where the exercise equipment is, it's where the mini golf
It's
is.
a sports court.
It's the sports court, which is like a basketball court or a soccer area. There's a lot
Pickleball?
of, I'd say, open space there. You could do your martial arts there if you need to.
Do they have pickleball?
They do typically, I think, have that. I haven't seen it on this cruise, but I think they usually set that up in that court area. But it's mostly I see people playing basketball out there. But I know pickleball is a thing that they do on cruises sometimes. So.
They have like a giant pool table with like soccer balls, so you like kick instead of like actual. It's kind of cool.
And pool tables, and they have foosball,
Foosball, ping
pong.
pong.
Good.
So Amy is saying that she almost eat less on a cruise and healthier because she eats fruit, but she does at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but don't munch like she does at home. So, in other words, she's eating during the meals, but not much in between.
If
Philip,
you were on a cruise with a lot of ports, I feel like I eat a lot less because when I'm at port, I'm not eating that much typically. I'm also getting a lot more exercise when I'm at ports where I'm like this cruise, we got so much exercise. So really, I think the Mardi Gras is the only cruise I've ever gained weight on, despite eating a lot, because usually I'm doing so much activity that it's just breaking even.
Can I just ask you just talk about walking, and I'm just going back to what you said about SeaWorld being in Amber Cove being only 10 minutes away. Could you walk there? Is it walkable? Was it 10 minutes by
bus?
bus?
I would say no.
I mean,
10 minutes by bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like they took the highway and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'd probably be a couple hour drive or walk, I would think.
Yeah.
Right.
Low battery.
So I want to thank Larry for putting up Matt and Kimbra's YouTube link, folks. For those that are in our chat that have never come across Matt and Kimbra from Fintastic Studios, there's their link. Go check them out. They've got some extremely awesome videos, like the one where you see Mama Sandy lying on the bed, and it looks like it is
That's what I thought.
a green screen
That's
view,
what it
and
was.
then the green screen talks back at you.
Yes.
It's just super.
But always
high-tech.
educational and entertaining. Can I just say, I love the vlog where you had, it was your last cruise with the octopus that you were trying to follow, and it was camouflage. That was incredible.
Wait till you see this one.
Yeah.
Because we got to see this one a lot better. Yeah, this one was really
Looking
it was
forward.
cool.
So, folks,
Wow.
we're coming into 2 hours. It's 12:58. We've been having the most awesome chat with Matt and Kimbra from Fintastic Studios. I reckon I know that ship by looking at it. Not back to front because there's
Quite.
no, I haven't been on there. But we're so looking forward to spending time with them. If they do not make it on our group cruise, we certainly will be making time to go and visit them at the Orlando Aquarium.
Is that correct? Orlando Aquarium?
Tampa.
Tampa, I beg your
Florida
pardon.
Aquarium in Tampa.
Yeah,
Florida.
Aquarium in Tampa.
Yeah, we'll go to Tampa to grab them by the hair. I mean, we might get
Kimber anyway. That's what grab by the cap.
yeah, but well, yeah, okay.
Just pull his
So
ear.
we'll try and drag them down to our group cruise, at least to the before cruise party that we'll be having. But it would be awesome if we could get Matt and Kimbra on our group cruise. And they could be our permanent guides to take us around the ship and show us exactly where we're going.
Thank you for giving us so much information. Amazing. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Both about the port and the ship. Brilliant.
And so, folks, we're going to wish... Go ahead.
So I was going to say, if people have questions about the Horizon, let us know. Shoot us something on Facebook or YouTube, or in down in the cruisers, wherever, and we'll try and answer it for you.
And so, folks, we'd like to wish you all a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and we will be doing our live stream again on Wednesday morning your time, Wednesday evening our time in Oz, at 8 p.m. our time. It's East, 6 a.m. your time, I believe.
And Doug and Nikki are in Tampa now.
Are they? They're in Tampa. Okay, cool. So we've got somebody else we can visit in Tampa. So we'd like to thank you all for coming on board, wishing you a great week, and between the two channels, we wish you an awesome day, awesome week, and catch you next time.
Cruise.
Take care.
Bye now.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us.
I got to get to where I need to go to get you out. See you later. Bye now.
Bye now.